I think if you watch the debate, I think Hillary was the sure winner. I think Barry won the highlight battle because for the 15 million people that did watch the debate, there were probably more millions that didn't, that just saw highlights.
That's true.
And that highlight of "we're tired of your damn emails" was actually out of context a little bit than the debate itself.
Right.
But to the rest of the world made it sound like, wow, he really hit a home run. And he did. I think too though, and a lot of people loved that line, I think it was great. But don't you think he did it a little too early? I mean, I think if he had waited maybe another 10, 20 seconds, he would have had the opportunity to have the best line of the debate.
Right.
But he would have let her kind of hang out there a little bit.
That's a really good point.
Let her hang out there a little bit on that email piece and let some of those guys get something in. I thought he went too early on that.
That's a good point.
And I mean, nothing may come of it, but I think if he had let her rest in it and let Anderson do his job for about 10, 15 more seconds, it might have been a little more closer with
Except
who won that
his
debate.
guard is now.
She won the debate. She was prepared and she challenged some of the things that you said about her before the debate, right? Her trustworthiness and her authenticity. She was challenged on those two things. She challenged them back, but remember, there were still more people who didn't watch the debate that did watch the debate.
You're right.
It's become a phenomenon, right? I mean, he's on Saturday Night Live this week, right? Tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody, even when they're talking about somebody else, they say, well, we got to say Donald Trump. We have to say his name.
That's right.
So he may drop out if he sees the numbers, but he wins either way. I thought Ted Cruz and Rubio had good nights. I don't think there was a clear winner in this. It was
you
interesting.
didn't think Rubio's was a knockout punch?
I mean, I thought he had the best one-liners. I thought his comebacks were best. I mean, he had some great one-liners. And if you had to say, but I thought Ted Cruz on substance really shined. He had an opportunity to shine. If Ben Carson and Trump were losers in this, is it because they actually start to get the substance? Because they actually got into some issues? I have to say that I think it's probably very frustrating if you're a guy like Jeb and a guy like the governor who are very substance guys. They put out plans that nobody's paying attention to, and the media, on the other hand, what they're interested in is the sensationalism.
Exactly.
They're trying to, they're trying to make it entertaining.
That's fair.
And that's why they ask the fantasy football question.
Of course.
Yeah,
I think, though, if you assume that the support of Ben Carson and Donald Trump is because people really want them to be president, then I think they're hurt by this debate.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
If you believe that the support of Ben Carson and Donald Trump is really the public giving politicians the finger and saying, we're tired of you, then this debate doesn't hurt them. I think you're so right. And I met Jeb Bush 21 years ago. I remember the first time I met him, and he was Marco Rubio. I mean, he was that young guy who, just you could see in his eyes that he was ready to accomplish the world.
Charismatic.
Everything.
Yeah.
But I think it shows, if we get deeper into what you're saying, the difference between their experiences and the obstacles that made them who they are.
And Marco's race against Charlie Crist, nobody gave him a chance.
Sure,
that's right.
He rode a positive wave, blah, blah, blah. But do you see Jeb in this race by the end of the year?
I sadly today say no. I sadly today say that I think he's been his own worst enemy. I mean, the frustration on his face, even when he's just walking through the hallway and he's just very frustrated. And I think the entitlement's not living up to his expectation. And I think it's making him so frustrated that he can't perform the way that we are used to him performing, and I think that's unfortunate.
Do you think he's
because I loved him as a governor. I didn't agree with everything he said,
You think he's
but I loved him as a governor.
Definitely.